songy thing I need setting now.
Could I do it in the theme of Hamilton?
If you like.
Ah. What's your name now? Knitting across the Pennines. Yeah. What do you reckon?
I'm missing the going live, to be honest, but
Going live. Do you prefer that one?
Right, show us your top then.
Oh, it's actually Caitlin's hoodie that I've just snaffled off of her. Do you like it? It's
very nice.
And then on this arm it says Hamilton, London.
All right, very good.
Yeah, but I won't get it for tomorrow because somebody will be wearing it. How rude. Even though I told her, that's it, I've got it now. She's not getting it back.
She's just not taking the hint at all.
No, not at all.
Some people are terrible, aren't they? Are you liking my purple Edie?
I am loving purple Edie. It is fab.
It's just softens more every time I wash it. It's more comfortable every time.
And those sleeves are just the perfect length for you.
Yeah. I think if I'm going to do a winter one, I'd do a bracelet length sleeve.
Yeah.
Because it would be quite a nice one to have with like a turtleneck or a roll neck or a crew neck underneath.
Yeah,
that
it's
extra
nice
layer.
It's a fab knit.
So what are you knitting?
Oh, I've almost finished my dress. Would you like to see?
Yes.
Okay, so
show it to us immediately.
Without fail.
Yeah.
Without delay.
Or I'll have to send in Scooby do.
Oh no, don't send him in because Arthur might get a little bit triggered, as Caitlin would say. Oh, that apparently nobody says triggered anymore. Okay, so we had the skirt, didn't we? And then we had the button band. Well, I don't even know why I said button band. It's not a button band. We had the waist, and then we have a front.
Oh,
can we see this?
Yeah.
And we have a back that's different.
Oh, bit of garter going on. A party in the back.
Yeah, party in the back. And then I picked up and did like a garter band around there. I just love the way it's done that.
Very pretty.
So I'm quite happy with that. And now, because I was gonna do buttons on the front and then attach the straps to the back, but I thought it might be too much going on what with having picked up the band, and I didn't want it to look too messy. So I've done buttons on the front and the back.
Right.
And then my stepdaughter can tell me if she needs the thingy changing, the straps changing. So I've just got a little buttonhole in there, and I'm just going to do a few little strappy things to go round.
Yeah.
And then they can be crossed or straight. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this afternoon instead of doing the essential works in the garden.
Well, you can't be everywhere, can you?
I know. What are you working on?
My test knit.
Oh yeah.
So I've done quite a bit.
So. Oh wow. You have done quite a bit.
Yeah. So
you must be nearly finished.
Side. How many inches am I into that? Where's my ruler? Or a measure? A measure will do.
There's only one thing wrong with this hoodie, it's boiling.
Well, 10 inches, 10.5 inches into the side. So it's
what you want?
Body. At least 16 inches.
So you're over halfway.
Possibly 18, yeah. And I'm on the 4th ball of the Drops Belle. Just managed to drop a stitch there.
Be careful.
Think about with it. It's fine. Right.
I've got it. Was it trying to escape?
I've got it. And that's the 4th ball. So when you sew it next to a brand new one.
Excellent.
Literally not long into it at all.
So plenty to go.
It's quite economical and it doesn't feel heavy or clunky while I'm knitting it. So
yeah,
it's good.
It's lovely. Well, we've got a few people with us.
Oh, who's here?
Michelle's here. Helen's
Hi,
here.
Michelle. Hey, Helen.
Come to see us tonight.
Helen's saying that's lovely. I think she means the little dress.
Oh, thank you.
Michelle says, if I send a photo through Messenger of a ball of wool, would you suggest ideas for patterns for it? I bought it and I've now decided I'm not sure of colour or what to knit with it. Have enough for a lady's jumper or cardi? Absolutely. Just give us an idea of what kind of thing you like.
Maybe put it on the page rather than Messenger, and then everyone can see it and suggest maybe. What do you
Well, we
think?
can share the screen,
Yeah.
whichever's easiest. Oh, thank you, Helen. It's the Edie top by Isabel Kramer. It's the first one that I knitted, and it's the dark purple colour Dunkalila of
Ooh.
the Drops Belle.
Drunk.
Dunk. As
Oh,
in,
not drunk.
Yeah.
Not
Dunkalila.
drunk.
Yeah.
Now that would be a good name for a colourway, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it?
Be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a yarn I absolutely love, Drops Belle. It's really great for garments because it's got fabulous drape.
We wouldn't have guessed.
No, I've only got 6 sweater quantities in stash, you know. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm that bothered.
Well, Helen's joined us.
Oh,
We've got lots of Helen. Helen and Helen.
I know.
It's fab. It's a good name.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. She's saying she agrees on the colour. Lovely to see Helen Gibson tonight. How are you feeling today? What weather have you got up north?
Oh, I think
much norther than us.
Haven't they had a bit of sun today? Didn't they escape the rain further up?
Don't know, but we got the sun about, I don't know, an hour ago or something when I went to get Jake from college.
Yeah, we've only had it. Well, it's not even proper sun. It tried to poke its nose out.
And I had an epic fail at dinner.
Oh, what happened?
Well, it was one of those things, you know, at Slimming World Group where your consultant says, oh, I really need people to show their meal photographs and share them with us when they're on plan and tell us how many sins they are. And then I can use them in my marketing to show people how good the food is. And I had salmon fillets with it's a soya type sauce because I don't eat soya. It's something called liquid aminos and some lemon and garlic and some ginger. And very finely chopped spring onions for the sauce for the salmon. And I'd stir fried a load of vegetables, red, green, and yellow peppers, some onions, some courgette, julienne carrots, that sort of thing. So it was nice and colourful. And Mum had dropped off today. One of their neighbours has got a little boy. Is he about 10 or something? Jack. And he's been growing potatoes. So I got bought off him a bag of salad potatoes and a bag of potatoes. So we had that with it and it was looking really good. And I put it on my best Port Marion plate and then totally forgot and just ate it. And I'd laid it out absolutely beautifully. It would have been a fantastic photograph, but I forgot.
You have to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was obviously that tasty, you just couldn't wait.
I was sort of at the point of starving. I could have eaten my own arm by then. Helen's saying not too bad up north today, but a lot of rain in the last few days. Yeah, we've had localised flooding and 1 or 2 dodgy bits of road.
That's because we have had 141% of the normal June rainfall.
Oh, okay.
See, I know these things. I take a keen interest because I get really upset.
Yeah, I think for Cumbria, that's possibly not true. Maybe for the rest of the UK. but we generally get rain all year round because that's why we've got rain.
I definitely got 141%.
So Helen C is saying she loves Isabel Kramer's patterns and they're always flattering. They are, and they're always really easy to adapt to your shape as well. It's always easy to put bust darts and belly shaping or hip knees or, you know, a little bit of waist shaping in the back, perhaps, if we've got a bit more volume in the front, but still have a nice curve to our back. So it's all good. Michelle, I'm waving hello at the screen and posted wool on the page.
Oh, well done, Michelle.
Right, I'll open another window.
She should be feeling rested. She slept in this morning and missed the run.
Oh, apparently we're live in the group. It's telling me.
We are.
All
Strange.
right, here we go. So it's some Sheepjes.
Oh,
Bill will probably tell me off if I've said
are
that
you
wrong.
sharing it?
Sheepjes Colour Crafter, colour 1709, and it looks like a rich sort of
Can we see it?
autumn or goldy colour. I'm going to share the screen with you now.
Cool.
So, I think it's that one. Is that the one? Can you see it now?
Oh, yeah, like a mustardy colour.
Yeah. I'll see if I can zoom in.
Sheepy.
No. Oh, maybe. So it's beautiful. There's 5 balls of that.
Cool.
And it's anti-pilling.
Is it acrylic or?
It looks like an acrylic, judging on the twist.
Okay. Gorgeous colour.
But I'd have to have a look on Rav to confirm, to be honest. I don't know if it... Where's the other picture? Oh, it doesn't tell us.
What sort of thing have you got in mind, Michelle? Did you say jumper or cardigan? And do you want something quite plain? What's it called? Sheepjes.
Sheepjes Colour Crafter. Are you raving to look for it?
I'm having a little look. Is it a J?
Yeah, sheep, Jes.
Jes.
Sheepjes.
Sheepjes. Oh, hang on, there it is. Sheepjes. Oh, I like it. From the Netherlands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice a year we produce a bookazine. Well, they've got quite a few different things. Do you want me to share?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's have a look. Share screen.
I'll slope that one off.
What?
Nothing. Just saying I sloped that one quite nicely, didn't
I? Yeah. Yeah, go on, you do it. Oh, Ravelry, there it is. I can't do that R, it doesn't look right to me. There we go. So, which one have we got? We haven't got bamboo.
Colour Crafter.
Colour Crafter, there he is. DK, 100% acrylic, 300 meters, 323 yards. Premium acrylic yarn, super soft to the touch with no acrylic squeak. Ooh, named after different locations in the Netherlands. Should we have a look and see if there's projects? What have people made with this? Teddies, cushion covers, blankets. Oh wow, look at that one.
They're really good, aren't they?
Yeah. Love.
I am smirking at the Decker big Afghan.
Where was that?
Being mentally about 12. The one that you liked, the really bright one. Scroll down. Right,
that one.
Now.
Oh yeah.
Decker.
I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, I am such a child.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. I think that looks like booties and mittens. Lots of people tend to use them for blankets and toys. Oh, baby jacket. Yeah, we don't.
You could do a filter for garments if you went to the top.
Oh, can we? Yeah, filter.
Pattern category.
There it is. Clothing. Do we want sweater? All sweaters. Do we want all sweaters? Yeah, she said cardigans or jumpers, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah. So, oh, is that? Oh, yeah, Andrea, whatever a lady is.
Maori, yeah.
That's the lady. Oh, that's interesting. If you've got different colours. Oh, look, there's a baby weekender. Cardigans. This one's quite nice. Looks like she's put mohair, stripes of mohair in with it. I've done that with a jumper before. It comes out looking lovely if you can handle mohair. Lots of people can't, can they?
A lot of people that don't seem to like it can cope with it if it's stranded with something else.
Oh, that one's nice.
Like a plain merino.
Do we like this one?
Ollivander's turtleneck.
I do like that. Couldn't wear it myself, but I do like it.
It looks like something Naga would wear.
Yes, it definitely is a Naga jumper, isn't it? What else have we got? Crochet.
Naga off the telly, not Nagger.
Yeah, Naga Manchetti.
It's thought I'd chat.
I love Naga Manchetti. She's so stylish. Although she did wear an outfit once that I thought she was trying to do Minnie Mouse, but we won't go there.
Okay. We all fall off a cliff sometimes.
Yeah. Do you like in the round? Do you like seamed cables? Something plain? I'm assuming you don't fancy this sort of thing, you know. Although it could look quite nice. Not casting aspersions.
What weight of yarn was it for that stepping stone cardigan?
Oh, the stepping stones. Hang on, I'll open another. Hang on, I'll stop sharing. Should I stop sharing? There you go. Right, let's have a look. Because I've got it, haven't I? I've got that stepping stones. Where's my library? There.
I'm just going to carry on knitting.
I've got a feeling it might be sport. Oh no, that's DK.
What, tonight's going to be a good night?
Look, hang on. Share that. Do you like this one, Michelle? Chrome tab. Stepping stones. Share. How about that?
I think that's a beaut. Are there any projects of that one now?
Let's have a look. Projects. 29 projects of that one.
All right, that's sold quite well then. That Amanda Carvello, we've looked at her projects before. She's done some test knits for Alicia.
Oh yeah, I recognise her face. Yeah. Oh, Helen doesn't like mohair. Lots of people don't.
Not into the texture, are you, Helen? You like the smoother yarns, the silks and the...
That one, there you go. That's gorgeous.
That's pretty, isn't it?
It's a drop shoulder. I can't remember. Can you remember if it's knitted flat or in the round?
I thought it was knitted in the round and then went flat from the bottom up, but I could be wrong because I've slept since then.
I'll have a look when I finished scrolling through all the gorgeous pattern pages. Project pages. I'll have a little look. There we go. That's all of them, I think. I do like it. I mean, obviously I bought it, so obviously I love it. I love that colour. And if Michelle does end up knitting that wool with this pattern, she might find that the jumper suddenly disappears.
Well, you know what it is.
It just happens. It just disappears out of your house and you weren't expecting it. Right, it says, oh, you've missed the sale. Where does it say it? Construction. Worked from the bottom up as one piece with no side seaming. Then it is split into 3 sections at the armhole to work 2 front panels and a back. Seamed at the shoulders using a 3-needle bind off. Sleeves are picked up along the edge of the armhole and worked in the round. So not too difficult. I'm not sure. I don't think Michelle's done too much.
It's worth mentioning that the pattern instructions on this one give you the opportunity to custom fit the sleeve to your biceps.
Oh, now that's
for those of us with very muscular upper arms. Those of us who have that particular curse of being built like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the old upper arm area.
You got to have a strong arm.
Well, absolutely. Helps you throw a good punch.
I'm sorry, I'm just dying of laughter here because I've just read Helen's comment that hairy things scare her.
Good job she didn't see your legs the other week then.
I was thinking of something slightly higher up, but never mind.
Your fringe?
Yeah.
Thinking of your fringe?
Yeah, I was thinking of my fringe. Maybe. Oh, don't. It's not good. I haven't even had a sip. I've got a tea at the minute, but I have got a rather large, it's quite weak, I will admit, but it is a rather large elderflower and lemon vodka and lemonade.
Okay.
And I haven't even started on it yet. So so I think Michelle's gonna beat me to making that cardigan by the sounds of it.
She might do.
Michelle, my birthday's coming up. Hint, hint. And that is one of my colours. I do like that colour.
Subtle.
It's the Hamilton colour. She's my friend.
I'm just having a quick look in a couple of the bundles I've saved. There is quite a pretty cardigan in Knitty this month. So I'll quickly share that.
Are you going to be enabling me to buy more? I've still got 5 things in my... Oh,
this is free. This is a free pattern.
I love it.
Isn't it cute? And you could add length to that. You don't have to make it crop like she has. You could have longer sleeves, shorter sleeves.
Is that steeped?
Very, very adaptable. I don't think so. I think it's just worked flat.
Just with the yoke.
And it's got the pattern on the pockets as well, which I think is very pretty.
That is lovely. I think I might need that.
So I'd spotted that one. That's Cardi Flower. Do you want the link for that, Michelle?
I want the link for that. I've told you, you need to stop enabling me. I have no self-control.
Right, there's the link for that one. Let me go back to one of the bundles I was looking at. Anything there leap out? If you had another colour to go with it, Zola by Amber is quite a nice one. Oh, and there it is in kind of a warm mustardy colour, and that's slip stitch colour work. It's mosaic. It's dead easy.
I've never done it.
It's so easy.
Right. Okay.
What do we think of that, Michelle?
That is nice. I like that. But
she likes Cardi Flower.
You'd need more colours though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you definitely need a second colour.
What have I made of Amber's? I've made something of Amber O'Brien's. She didn't do the elephant cowl, did she?
No, that was Janice Hope.
That was it, yeah. I've definitely made something of hers.
Is anything leaping out here? Just scroll down.
What was that blue one? That one, Sue Brett. I like that.
That's in lace weight.
Ah, right, no good then. Typical. Well, the other one, was that Stanley or something, or the Celtic cardigan? That one's nice.
Where am I? Stanley.
Stanley, yeah, that one looks nice. What's that? Aaron.
Nice folded collar. Very warm.
It looks quite similar to one that Michelle's done before.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the shoulder shaping on that one. Is that contiguous? Like that. Yeah, it's a contiguous shoulder.
Down the back as well. That's lovely. It looks like quite a simple first go for cables as well, if you're not too...
Oh, Michelle's saying Zola might be a bit advanced. Oh, you'll soon be at that level. Oh, she likes the look of the Celtic.
Yeah, me too. I like the look of the Celtic cardigan.
Where's that?
It was down. Right there, that's it.
You're pointing again, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm always pointing at the screen. Yeah. I'm really good at that.
Which I can't see.
But you can hear me pointing.
Well, that's like pretty. I like the
you roll your eyes and you hear me pointing.
And the looks like twisted rib on the cuff.
I love rib. I do like that one.
Let's have a close up of the cuff and the back of her neck. Oh, the collar's looking really nice on the back neck.
Is that a Malabrigo?
It looks very similar. It's got that kettle dyed look, isn't it? Sidis Pint Merino single, 4-ply though.
Oh, how disappointing.
No, you could do it. You just knit a smaller size.
True, there is that. I've definitely made something of hers, or
should we do an advanced search?
Yeah, go for it.
That would be better. And I'm looking for DK, aren't I?
Yeah.
Anyway, now. Yeah, I'm on Revelers. Oh, we've got Campside Cardi.
Oh, yeah. I like that one. That's another classic wardrobe staple. Oh, that's lovely. I do like that. Do you know, she must have some really gorgeous weather where she lives, because she's 90% of the time in shorts.
She lives in Maine.
Oh, that's not exactly the hottest place in the world, is it?
Well, they must get outdoors a lot and maybe not feel the cold, I don't know.
Oh, what about that slouchy uptown cardigan? Did you hear me point then?
Where am I looking? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see?
The one that looks like it doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be super skinny for that, though, actually. Andrea would get away with that.
I don't like the width of the neck on her. It looks like it's falling off, and she's probably going to spend all day pulling it back onto her shoulders.
Yeah, frustrating now. Get rid of that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's cute. It's cute, but
yeah,
it's not practical.
What about Pure Comfort Cardi on the beginning of that row?
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a look. Oh, I like that. That's more like a cardigan.
Yeah, I like the collar on that.
Yeah. That is definitely ideal for you know, from season changing, sort of like autumn into winter before you want your big coat on. It's nice and dry, but it's cold. So you're going to put your cardigan on.
That is pretty.
See, I love the look of big, deep rib, but I'm just too lazy to do it.
I've made this one.
That's nice.
It was really fun to do the colour work, actually, and that is steeked.
Is it?
Yeah.
I still haven't steeked my cardigan yet. Are these all DKs then?
Yeah.
See, Caitlin loves a kimono. That is lovely.
It's beautiful lace.
Yeah.
But it's basically a glorified rectangle.
Yeah. Which is fine, you know.
Well, the pattern's free, so it's not a big deal, is it?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have a look at a sweater? Onto your sweater, Michelle?
Oh, I like that.
Looking back, so it's got the buttons on the back.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's sewn up, though.
Right, okay. So it's just for decoration.
Yeah, I'd have to sew that up because otherwise I'd have to button it all before I put it over my head, and then it would spend all day gaping. but it is pretty and it is fun.
That one, there was one further down that left it as a cardigan with the buttons on the front. There.
I suppose it's how low the scoop would be at the back.
Yeah.
If I want a cardigan on, I want the back of my neck to be warm. I'm just fussy.
Well,
anything else leap out? Atelier is quite pretty.
Let's have a look at that one.
Heidi Kermeyer.
Oh, she's got mad. I like a bit of mad. Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's a very clever construction.
I was going to say.
I remember first reading the pattern and going, what?
Hey.
And then having to come back to it and think, oh yeah, I actually know what she's doing now.
Like it. That is good. I like that one.
So this one from Melissa is quite nice. Dandelion Girl. Little bit of texture.
It's almost like a basket weave, but not quite, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's enough to keep you interested.
I do like
not
that.
So much that, and I like that it's open. Helen would like that. I think she likes an open cardigan and a good collar.
Yeah, it's nice, that one.
So what do you think of that one?
I think we're going to bankrupt Michelle.
Oh, Helen's asking if I can share the bundle. I might.
She did ask nicely.
I suppose so. Yeah, £2 a pattern. I put the link with the sort order as well. So
yeah. I love it.
It's a good job they know me better.
Isn't it just?
There's another Alicia. Thereafter. I might have this one as well.
Oh, that is nice. What texture's that on the cuffs?
I think it's a slip stitch.
Right.
Possibly rose fabric. Hard to tell. But I like the bands on that one.
That is nice.
And there's a pattern on the back.
That is pretty, isn't it?
It's called Thereafter.
Thereafter.
Do you fancy any cables? Or?
Oh yeah, I like cables. What do you reckon, Michelle? Are you a cable fan? Lace fan?
Oh, Michelle likes homegrown as well. Let's have a look at that one. Oh, they're nice cables, and I like the rolled edges.
Yeah. There's some work gone into that.
Most of it would be quite repetitive.
Be
pretty easy to see, and there's only a bit of a cable on the sleeve. It's not over the top. So the sleeves would be relatively quick going.
Cool.
Should we have something by... It was the lady in one of the plus size groups who refers to Cecily as Cecily Celery Stick.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
But because she's very slim and willowy and all of that.
She can't help that.
But she's not in these photographs, so.
That's nice. I like that one.
Very simple lace pattern. Cecily often does this with her patterns. Rather than add waist shaping, she'll put ribbing in the waist area.
Yeah.
And if you've got a nice curve to your back, if that's top down, you could start the ribbing an inch or two earlier.
Yeah.
So that pulled in nicely in the back. leave it the same at the front, even if you wanted to, which would adapt the shaping without having to do any increasing or decreasing. And I have been known to drop to a smaller needle size for the ribbing as well if I want it to pull in.
Yeah, it's lovely, that.
Yeah, I think it's cute. What do you think, Michelle? Because obviously we're just picking stuff for you.
We like spending other people's money.
Well, Helen's laughing. She says, I do like homegrown. You know me well.
Love it.
She said, Michelle's saying, yes for cables, but no, that's too many.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's a lot of work in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a bit out-facing, and you don't want to get a nice yarn and then be staring at it and muttering, Coco, no.
She's just telling you what she thinks of cables.
Is there anything else there that leaps out on this section? I mean, Amy Miller is known for her sort of basics and standards, really, and the patterns are pretty well written.
That's nice.
I mean, that would be a good sort of go-to work cardigan.
Yeah.
I'd get bored knitting it. I want something a bit more challenging. Oh, no, there's a pretty one for summer.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to chart the lace because let's just say that Drops and their lace charts are interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's cute. I like the lace on the neckline and the sleeves.
There's a bit of a theme going on with these sleeve lengths today, actually, I think.
Yeah.
That one's nice, Trojan, although that makes me
Vanessa Smith. Yeah.
That doesn't actually invoke thoughts of cardigans, but never mind, we won't go there either.
Were you thinking Trojan horse?
Yes,
that's what you were thinking.
Exactly what I was thinking.
I thought so. It's that all that training in classics and mythology, isn't it?
Yeah, about things going into places where they shouldn't be. Naughty, naughty.
Yeah. Did you see some? I can't remember where I saw it. It was on about a plague of locusts somewhere.
All right.
And China have specially bred hundreds of ducks that they've sent to this country to cope with the plague of locusts. Well, you know what people are like on Twitter.
Okay.
You can imagine the comments, but my all-time favourite was release the quacken.
Oh,
that was brilliant. I think that's really pretty with that cable.
I love that.
And those toggly type buttons, and she's put snaps on as well.
I like the colour.
Is it? It's Trojan, not Trojan. So obviously all in your brain.
Ah, right. Okay. I'm obviously, yeah.
Yeah, we know where Emma's brain is at the moment, don't we? Know while Phil's away.
It's always there. It's never anywhere else, is it? Let's be honest.
What about this one, Sydney Soft? There's a name and a half, isn't it?
Let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty.
It's nice, delicate cabling.
Plenty
of ribbon, lots of stocking stitch. Nice fit. Oh, I like the princess steaming on the back.
That's good.
Yeah, nice shaping. That looks like a contiguous shoulder, but we'll check it in a second. Yeah, contiguous, top down. That would be a winner for me, I think. I wouldn't want the fancy tie thing at the middle. It does look a bit mumsy. Dare I say it?
Put a single button on.
Yeah, or just not bother.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Wear it open.
It's not necessary, is it really?
What about lace, Michelle? A little bit of very simple all over lace. This is, bless her, she passed away a couple of years ago. Anna Maria Otvos. Died of cancer.
Oh, that's sad.
She's got some beautiful designs.
That looks really, really complicated, but you and I both know that it's not anywhere near as complicated as it looks.
It's very, very simple, and her patterns are so beautifully written. I do follow this lady, CDN Carol, for her project photos, because they're always really well posed and modelled. So if I see her modelling any patterns that I'm looking at, then I'm very likely to save that into my favourites, just so that I know. Yeah, I mean, that looks lovely on a few, nicely over the curves.
Definitely. I like the fact that she's for a bit of negative ease. It looks good.
It does, and I quite like the blue. It's perhaps a little bit bright for her, but she does look nice in blue.
That is lovely. I like that one. I like. Can we have a look at linen and lace? Go back up there.
No.
Oh, all right then.
Can we see the blue one?
Yeah,
there you are. There's the blue one.
So have you met me?
Yeah. That for me is too big.
Yeah, but
that's a better fit.
That is a better fit, but it seems to be, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It seems to be the youngsters that like the oversized.
The young people.
I sound like I'm 90. In my day.
Helen says she's going to be laughing about Release the Quacken.
I think it's hilarious.
And Michelle says she doesn't like the tie thing at the front of Sydney Soft. Yeah, it's all a bit mumsy, isn't it? So, and she likes the all over lace of the ones we've been looking at. So.
What about that Mitch one? I like Mitch.
That's another Anna Maria Opvos. Do love her patterns.
Look at that.
Nice bit of cabling in the lower body. I like the feature button. Very simple bands knitted in as you go along.
That's actually garter, isn't it? Not ribbon.
It is garter, yeah.
Love it.
Really lovely. Top down seamless with set-in sleeves, deep V, all over cable and lace set pattern at the bottom of the body. Upper part is worked from shoulders to underarms, then the fronts are picked up.
Fab.
The sleeves are knit last. Short rows, presumably, for the sleeve shaping.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
Yeah, there's some nice ones in there.
That's sort of a classic. Sublime patterns tend to be reasonably well written.
Is that like a honeycomb texture?
It does look like a honeycomb, yeah. I quite like that.
I do.
And I like the I-cord type edging.
Is the back plain, or is it got... No, it
doesn't really tell us 8 projects. Let's see. The back is plain.
Right.
I can see that. Oh, hang on. No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's patterned.
Like the front.
Plain sleeves, though, so they'll be pretty quick to do.
It's quite frustrating when you don't get shown the back.
Not a massive range of sizing, but goes up to 44. I do like Sublime, though. They tend to have quite nice shapes. Knitwear.
Josephine cardigan.
Yeah.
Very nice. That is a lovely bundle. Oh, look, I spot Alicia a mile away.
I think if you've got, obviously this isn't the case, but if you've got a load of stash yarns, then I think something like Comfort Fade is a good way of using up yarns. And I'm always pleased to see our friend Dr. Sabrina.
Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, to be fair, you can make it in just one colour. You don't have to.
Absolutely could, yeah. I mean, obviously the yarn does the work if you're doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
And this one was quite an interesting one. I didn't start this one, Lush by Tin Can Knits. Have you made this one?
It's in my queue. It's been in there since it came out. I absolutely love it. I really want to make it.
Yeah, the only thing you need to be aware of with this one, as I've said, is you knit that sideways lacy bit first,
Yeah.
and then pick up and work to the neck, and then pick up and work down for sleeves and body. And you do have to block the lace quite aggressively because of the short rows and the shaping to get that to fit around the body. But when you look at the fit on her there, that's beautiful.
It's lovely. It's very much like the one that I made in the gal. What was it?
Oh, the one of Christelle's.
Yeah, because that goes sideways
So
first.
there you can see that lady's done that long strip and she's picked up on one edge.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So if you don't like picking up stitches, this is not for you.
No, definitely not. What was the other one that I put in?
Oh,
Roundabout.
somebody's saying, oh my gosh, you have reached that special age, Emma.
Yeah, you know, you can't help it.
It comes to us all.
Oh, this one was a nice one. If you want a jumper, shall I share this one?
Yeah, let me stop sharing. Hello again.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm just knitting.
Strange that.
Yeah, I'm a row late on doing my increases, so we won't discuss that.
All right,
I
okay.
should have done it in the last row, but I'll do it in this one. It's close enough.
Go for it. There you go, that one. I bought that in the gal, and I'm desperate to make it.
Oh, Kerry Bloomer, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. How gorgeous is that?
It's beautiful.
I think that'd look lovely on me. What was the other one that I put it in my thingy? Oh, Scole. Have you seen that one? I think it's about that's it there.
No.
Yeah, it's like a yoky one. I think it's gorgeous. I don't know if you steak that one. I've never made any of Carrie Westerman's stuff actually.
No, I
Follow
haven't.
her on Instagram and stuff. I think is that reverse stocking stitch there.
Could be.
Looks like it a bit to me. You can't really tell in
Yeah,
that colour.
photography is not brilliant, is it?
No, I mean it's a lovely colour, but it doesn't show it up very well. I think it is. I do like that one. That's another favourite of mine. Yeah. I don't think Michelle agrees with our idea of easy and difficult. Well, you know, I think sometimes they can seem more complicated than they are until you actually, once you start knitting and you actually get in amongst it, and then you realise, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. But you've got to get in there sometimes.
Oh, I did think about this one.
Go on.
Hang on. Going to be at this all night.
We are.
Not there's any favouritism here at all. It's not anybody we've looked at before.
No, I don't recognise that designer.
Yeah, Big Red. It's the cardigan version of the teal coloured drops top that I made, the summer line.
Cool.
And it's got this V detailing on the back. Can you see that?
Yeah, love it.
So it's basically a drop shoulder version of the top. Obviously with more ease with it being a cardigan, and you can see the collar there.
Yeah.
So everything's done.
Oh,
When you finish knitting, there's a couple of ends to weave in and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good one.
I really like that. Have we got the link for that one?
Yeah. Okay, there's the link for red.
Thank you very much. Right, Michelle, have we spent all your money now? Have you got like a million things in your basket like us? I mean, Lorraine's got 7 things and I've got 5 things waiting to be checked out.
Yeah, should we have a look at what I've got in my cart?
Let's have a look. Go on.
This one keeps going in and out of my cart.
Okay, why does it keep going in and out, in and out, in and out?
I keep looking at how boxy it is and thinking, it's a drop shoulder, it's not particularly going to suit me. I can get away with it in a cardigan or a very lightweight top, but no. I quite liked this because I had the yarn, but then I haven't got enough left, but I liked the top.
I like the top, but it wouldn't look right on me.
I quite like that detail in there on the V.
I just worry that something that style makes you look too big and busty.
I don't really have that problem.
Don't you?
No, either they're battened down because I don't want them smacking me in the face.
No, I like that one.
Or they're plain sort of like Mr. Floppy and just have to roll them up like some spaniel's ears.
Love it.
And I quite like this one. I want to make this in a cotton for summer.
I really, really, really like that one. Why have you never showed me that one before?
Oh, I did show it the other week when we did tops.
Did you? I don't remember it.
Oh, anybody recognise that one? Stepping Stone's cardigan.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Oh, we might have seen this one.
That one's in my basket as well.
Fable.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that one. I've got the wool all picked out ready.
I quite like this.
Oh, yeah.
I keep looking at it and thinking, I like that texture.
That's interesting.
And it's quite an interesting construction.
So it goes crossways and then pick up.
Yeah, you join in the back neck and then you join to the lower back. And I'm
some of those horrendous hair and
okay.
Can't stand those trousers.
It does look like she's sort of hiding a cod piece in there.
I call those poo catchers. Sorry.
Like budgie smugglers or something. Oh, and there's your mate Kerry Bloomer.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I like that one.
That is nice. I like that.
I like the cables. I like the texture on the band. Very pretty.
Yeah.
The ribbing on the cuff.
Is that like an Aran or something?
It's either Aran or chunky, I'll tell you in a moment.
And, like a DK, does it?
And I like the shaping on the back neck for that collar.
It's gorgeous.
It's a shame her pearl rows are a different tension to her knit rows, just being really pedantic. But
yeah, but mine are like that.
See, I even out my tension, or I use a smaller needle for the pearl rows if they're different, because that would drive me nuts.
I think mine.
It's so bulky, but it looks nice.
Yeah, mine's depending on what I've been watching on the telly.
Yeah, it's worth saying that she's used Brooklyn tweed quarry for this, which is a bulky, but it's really light.
It'll be like what's the one that I've used? Cascade 220 says it's a chunky yarn, but it's not. It's really, really thin.
I think you could possibly get away with between an Aran and a chunky with that one, just, you know.
Yeah.
Just cause. Was that my 7?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
You're doing better than me. I've only got 5 in mine.
Right, so I'll stop sharing. Back to us again.
Hello.
Hello. In my sports bra on show.
Well, it does match the top, so you've got to...
Well, that was the thinking. I thought if it managed to make an appearance, it would be fine.
I had to take more off.
Michelle's got 5 patterns in her basket now, and off for a comfort break. I think that means possibly to be sick.
No. Hopefully she's going to treat herself to a gin.
Could have done. Is anybody else having a gin? Have you got one, Helen? Either of the Helens?
I'm having a vodka. Right, how long do we think that I need my strap to go for?
I don't
Just
know what size baby is it to fit.
3 to 6 months. I haven't got a baby to try it on, and I'm just winging it.
You've not measured the dimensions against an actual schematic, or?
Hello? No, have you met me?
Well, yeah.
I mean, come on. When was the last time I actually did any of that rubbishy stuff? Like, I didn't do any maths to
Right.
plan my creases or anything. I've just gone with what looks quite nice.
That's interesting. Helen Gibson's saying that all cascade yarns are actually the weight below the one they say, if not two.
Exactly.
Yeah, good to know. And I think the Brooklyn Tweed Quarry is very much like that.
Mm,
Oh, the other Helen says she's having ice cream instead. Oh, hashtag jealous.
that's just rude.
I have got some milk lollies in the fridge, but they make me cough, so
Yeah.
I'll just have cold tea. It's
You
fine.
go for cold
Don't worry
tea.
about me with my cold tea.
Mm.
The other Helen's got coffee, possibly squash later.
Oh, she knows how
Busy
to let.
pot for Michelle. Are you sure it's not got gin in it, Michelle?
Am I the only one partaking of an adult beverage tonight?
Well, it seems to be your habit now on a Thursday, doesn't it?
No, 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 I didn't have any last week.
Lockdown lush.
I actually haven't had any for a couple of weeks, I don't think, you know.
So who's got Disney Plus? Who's going to be watching Hamilton tomorrow?
Hello! I can't wait. I'm so excited. I've got a countdown.
What time's it on?
They reckon on the telly, I looked on the internet, it said that they usually release things at around about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
However, I do have my friend Rochelle coming around to watch it with me tomorrow, and she's coming straight from work, so it's going to be a 4 o'clock Hamel party for me.
A socially distanced one.
Socially distanced one, but you're all right because the rules have changed, so you can go in somebody's house.
Oh, okay. Well, I've decided I'm not going anywhere. Jake and Rosie are going out on Saturday night when the pub's open.
Yeah.
And they're visiting a friend tomorrow for a very small house party for their birthday.
Yeah.
And I may or may not have referred to anybody who's doing this as the red shirts. Trekking school.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Helen says she might have a watch over the weekend.
Oh, Helen, I am beside myself. I can't wait. I mean, it has been 380 days since I saw it on it wasn't on Broadway, it was at the West End, wasn't it? And it wasn't the original cast. This is the original cast, which
with Jonathan Groff.
Oh, I love Jonathan Groff. I absolutely cannot wait to see his King George. Really excited.
Having seen his King George, I know that's not a euphemism for anyone that's wondering.
Are you going to partake of a watch,
I'm
Loraine?
into watching it. Whether I can stick the whole thing is a different matter. I tend to be a bit hit and miss with musicals, but I have every intention of watching it. Earlier today, however, I was mooching around on Sky and found. Do you remember Penny Dreadful?
I do remember Penny Dreadful.
Which I actually found quite scary at times.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Penny Dreadful City of Angels.
Ooh.
And Nathan Lane is in it as one of the cops. I love Nathan Lane.
Okay.
I absolutely loved him in The Producers, and he was in, is it Mouse Hunt or something, a children's one with Lee, the very scrawny comedian. Is it Lee Evans?
Could be. He was. Oh, is it
Reminds
the one
me a little bit of a young Michael Crawford.
Is that the one where they're in a house and there's a mouse and they actually wreck the house trying to get the mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, love him in that. What else was he in? He was in The Birdcage with Robin Williams. He plays Robin Williams' drag queen girlfriend.
Do you know that's one of the I think it is actually the only Robin Williams movie I can't watch.
Oh, do you know, I love it. There's this marvellous scene where they're at this cafe and the drag queen has to pretend, for anyone that hasn't seen it, has to pretend to be a woman so that Robin Williams' son's future in-laws don't realise that basically they're gay.
Right.
But they initially decide that he should just play a man and they should just be friends. And he's walking around this cafe and he says, "Why are you walking like that?" And he said, "It's my John Wayne walk." And he does it again and he said, "Wow, that's amazing." And he said, "Isn't it like John Wayne?" He said, "Well, yeah, it is. I just never realised that John Wayne walked like that." And it's so unbelievably gay. It's just really funny.
Right.
And the crockery, the woman gets a mouthful of soup and it's full of, let's just say, Greek patterns, ancient Greek patterns with willies and such on. It's just really funny. Oh, Helen Gibson says they saw him live. He's totally manic. That'll be Lee Evans, was it? Yeah, he does seem to be like he's on speed or something. He's really, really quick and he sweats a lot, doesn't he? No, it did make me laugh when he was on about the sat nav, because he said the sat nav tells you to do something and it sort of says turn right in this breathy voice. And he said, "You're so excited to turn right, you just do it." And he said, if my wife wandered around the house going, "Take out the trash," in that sat nav voice, he'd do anything she said.
Did you try that? Should we try that when we eventually see our guys?
Yeah, I'm going to give that a go.
Ask them to take out the rubbish. Can you empty the bin, please? But instead of saying it like that, you know, could work.
Could you take out the trash? I'm feeling dirty.
Although, please do not use that word. No. We are not American.
Okay. Helen says yes, he was dripping. Bless him.
Should we discuss beans on toast?
Oh yeah, let's go there.
Oh my goodness, I was completely angered by the whole thing. I think she's having a laugh. Have you seen her other videos?
Yeah, she's just trolling us, and everybody shares it, and of course she'll be making a fortune off it.
I mean, for one, does she not know how to cook anything that doesn't involve a microwave?
Well, it's all a piss take, isn't it?
And for two, who has a microwave that opens like that?
Americans.
But she's supposed to live in the UK.
Well, she might have brought it with her, I don't know.
It's the weirdest microwave I've ever seen.
When you say she's supposed to live in the UK, do you mean like Neil Gaiman was living in New Zealand?
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't live in the UK. Maybe she's just pretending, and it's all part of her ploy.
Or like Dominic and Mrs. Cummings, where they were pretending to be in London, but they weren't because they were having their eye tests at Barnard Castle.
Well, you know, it's really important to go to the correct place to get your eyes tested.
Well, you know, it's good, isn't it? I've really got to book a test at some point. It's just well overdue, my eye test.
I don't know if they're doing them at the minute, are
they? Vision Express are back open and Specsavers didn't really shut for very long at all.
Right. Well, Vision Express is open because I went and got Phil's glasses for him. But I didn't think they were doing...
No, they're doing tests. But Jake got a letter a couple of weeks ago asking him to phone in and book his eye test. And when I mentioned it, he said, "I can see." Rita says, "American here, never seen a microwave like that." Well, neither have we, Rita. We're completely baffled as to where this woman got it. And I am hoping that at some point she'll shut her head in it and someone will lock the door on it.
why would you make a cup of tea using a microwave? I mean, it's not even really allowed to put your cup of tea in the microwave when it's gone cold to warm it back up. You should really throw it away and get a new one.
Well, you should, if you're going to be purist about it.
I will let people get away with it once or twice, you know, for environmental reasons.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you, Rita, for your message the other day about lives. It's just kind of been one of those weeks, so we'll sort out something for next week where we set up our little meeting room and we can all pop in with our vids. And
is everyone going to join in with my song?
I think we should. Yeah. Are you going to do a routine?
I need to get
instructions around beforehand.
Like some rah-rah pom-pommy things, don't I? So we can go, going, 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 live.
I could probably pick up some sort of tumbleweeds of dog hair off the floor and shake those.
Do they make the noise though?
Sometimes, depends what's in them.
Okay, we'll not think about that because
there's lots of snoring going on at my feet at the moment.
He's fast as well, but he wouldn't be if I opened the drawer.
My mum dropped in some potatoes earlier today.
Yeah.
And she brought a plastic tub, and it was one of their friends who lives further up in the village, right next to the church, has started a little bakery from home. He's been buying his bread. She wasn't impressed with his scones, but she'd ordered 2 packs of dog biscuits for Mocha and Coco. So she put them into one container and sent them through today. And she said, they're all different flavours. And I looked at them, and some of them looked kind of wholemealy and some of them looked a bit peely-wally. But I gave one each to the dogs, and they were a bit matter-of-fact and like, oh, okay, well, they're just kind of bone things. They were dropped on the floor and looked at, and then one of them had a bite, and it was almost like the collective brain cell went, oh. And within seconds, Coco was frothing at the mouth and drooling, and straight back over to me to go, where's the rest? Where's the rest? Where's the rest? Where's the rest?
Me like it.
Where's the rest? Beans on toast, Rita, she said, it was mentioned frequently as time goes by. You make your toast in a toaster or under the grill without burning it. You then choose to butter said toast, and then you preheat the beans in a pan or in the microwave if you must.
That is the only time you can use the microwave.
Yeah, you preheat the beans and then you pour them over the waiting toast, and it sort of goes in with the melty butter and the crispy toast. And if you want to kind of break the rules a little bit, you can grate some cheddar over the top, but it's got to be sharp cheddar, none of this mild peely-wally stuff.
That was plastic cheese. That wasn't even decent cheese.
Yeah, that was just insulting, wasn't it? It was just really bad. The bread had to be toasted and crisp and warm.
Not soggy bread that's not even. But the other thing was, I had an issue with her ratio of beans to sauce.
Yeah, she was disgusting.
That wasn't good. That was just all sauce with about 4 baked beans.
Yeah, it's just wrong. Just totally wrong.
And her cup of tea was just, no, sorry, that is not how you make a tea. And the eggs, have you seen the one where she makes British eggs? What's that about?
I'm not going to watch anything else that she does. I'm just not going to give her any oxygen.
Who makes eggs with sugar and whipped cream? It just...
I don't know, somebody wanting diabetes. Oh, Helen says hey, HP sauce is allowed too.
On beans on toast.
Yeah, that's allowed. I much prefer it actually on crispy bacon on toast with HP sauce. Someone's going to leap in and tell me it should be ketchup now, but we'll have to agree to disagree.
Bacon and eggs with brown sauce.
Yummy.
I love a nice bacon sandwich with brown sauce.
Well, do you want a quick flash as to where I'm at with my...
You need a flash.
Roll over the top. It's
I have chocolate. You flash while I eat my chocolate.
You're eating chocolate? I haven't got it.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 bars of Cadbury's Dairy Milk in the fridge, but my son, who knows me far too well, said no touching these because they're for somebody's birthday tomorrow. So he just knows that by the time he got home from college tomorrow night, I'd have had them.
Yeah. Snaffled.
Yeah, and all of them. I'd just wolf the lot. That's the problem. If it's in the house, it's in my mouth.
Once you pop.
Yeah, just can't stop.
That is looking good.
Really pleased with the drape, and I'm liking the moss green. It's a very economical yarn, and I'm such a skinflint. I always buy it when it's on sale anyway.
Well, a few more inches and you'll be done. Yeah,
it'll be really good. And then I'm thinking of casting on, should say, in that coral colour, this colour.
I love that.
The Hot in the City that we looked at last week, the red top.
Hot in the city tonight.
Does everybody remember that one, or do I need to screen share it? Are you okay?
You can screen share it again, but I do remember singing the song.
I remember you singing the song, yeah, the Billy Idol thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I do like Billy Idol.
Love Billy Idol. White Wedding.
Oh,
Jackie Turner says, missed it. Please show again. I wish is my command, Jackie.
That's what I said. You can always have a recap.
Yeah.
You can't see too many times.
Yeah. But ruthless enabling to follow any second, so bear with me while I find the pattern, and then I'll do the share screen emo bob thing. Right, here we go. Hot in the City.
Hot in the city tonight.
Look at that.
Remember that
on the back. And all those edges, that ribbed edging is all knitted in as you go, and then it's got this lovely V on the side of the notch, which is really nice. Pretty on front and back as well.
I wonder if Michelle saw that. She was definitely with us last week.
I think so, yeah.
What are you going to use for that? The bamboo one?
Yeah. Now, I was having a look at one of the ladies' projects earlier today.
Yeah.
There's quite a few more projects appeared, and there's some nice curves coming in here. Lovely one there, really nice fit across the shoulders and the bust, and drapes nicely over the hips.
Look at those lovely foxgloves as well.
That's not a euphemism, that is the plants for anyone.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, back to this. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Now, who was it? Was it Halima? So, what struck me was how this drapes really, really nicely on her, and I liked the colour. I'd have probably gone a size down, but she obviously likes the way that fits, and it does fit beautifully at the shoulders.
Do you know what strikes me?
What?
The category. What's that all about?
The what?
The category.
Oh yeah, skirt. Okay.
Sure. Showing all sorts of things off, won't it?
She'd made this one before she did the pinky one.
Right.
And look at the difference in how she looks in terms of fit.
Weight.
It's actually making her look quite bulky, that one. And this is the one I was making in the yellow Peyton's linen touch, actually, that Jackie gave me. Do you remember that yarn, Jackie? And yeah, I was like, hang on a minute, it's the same woman, she's knitted the same size. I mean, I love the side detailing on this, it's very, very pretty, but just be aware that, because it's, I don't like to say the Saki thing, but it's kind of a voluminous shape in the upper part of the body, and if that's where you are at your slimmest, it's not going to be the most flattering. And when you compare the two side by side, if you see the arm shape and size, It's identical. It's not like she's whacked on any weight or anything.
It looks like she completely lost about a stone in weight. I'm sorry, but she does.
Yeah, and that's just because of the shaping of the garment. So I thought that was interesting to point out, just for anybody, you know, thinking about fit. Do you want me to put the link for that one, Jackie? I will anyway, and then.
Yeah. And she's got put sleeves in the other one, Michelle. Michelle says she liked it, but she needs sleeves. But that other project had sleeves.
The June one, that was the different top.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, because I'd gone to find this lady because I knew I'd seen her do it this one. And then when I looked at her projects and sort of scrolled down, I thought, hang on a minute, she's made those two back to back. And how much bigger she looks in one than the other. I mean, they're both really lovely, and she's got a really nice figure, but there's just a bit too much volume going on. A size smaller might have been better, and then it would have just sort of draped quite nicely like this one did. So it's just something to be aware of. You can easily end up going too big without really thinking about it.
Yeah.
So has anybody got any patterns they would like us to have a look at or share at, or something that really made them go wow this week? Other than that awful woman and her baked beans.
Oh, don't.
So yeah, I had to frog that one, Jackie, and I've got a big single ball now of blue yarn that I'm going to use for a top.
I'm going to sneeze again. What is going on with me?
Oh, and you asked me the other week about my patterned bra, and this is the compatriot to it, this orange one, and they're shock absorber sports bras.
It's lovely.
And if you go to sportsshoes.com, you can very often get them for about a third of the price. Just depends what sizes they've got in stock, but they've always got some on clearance.
I think I got my last pair of running shoes from there.
Yeah, I get my shoes from there. Usually my Brooks Adrenaline if I can.
You get them for like half price that you'd pay in the shops.
Well, exactly. And they last really well.
Oh, I got a new pair of slippers yesterday. Would you like me to share?
Yeah.
Hang on. On my right foot, it says, just chilling. Did you see that? Just chilling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And on my left foot.
Oh, isn't that adorable?
It's so cute. And they are so soft and comfy. I needed them because when we went into lockdown, I was already thinking I need some new slippers. And then we went in and I couldn't get any. And my feet were just falling out of the old pair.
Has anybody seen the backlash against Matalan at the moment?
Oh, what's this about? Tell. I like
it's
Matalan.
To do with lockdown, and it's to do with them cancelling. I think it's something silly like £5,000 or £10,000 worth of clothing orders. I think from India. I only briefly skimmed the article the other day, but I thought that was really short-sighted, because they're going to need that stock at some point anyway, and they've ordered it, they've contracted for it, they should have honoured it, and they admit now that they could have afforded to go ahead with it. But chaos in India, or wherever it was, if I'm wrong, was that 44,000 people lost their jobs over that one cancelled order. So I think we as a nation need to really look at fast fashion and perhaps need to invest a bit more in our clothing. And
the other thing that worries me is yes, a lot of people have lost their jobs, and that is absolutely a terrible tragedy, especially in a country such as India, where that's it, they probably won't eat now, they've got no social security. But also what worries me is if they had have kept the order and everyone had stayed in their jobs, they're not in a particularly safe environment.
No, they're not.
So, you know, you've got on one hand, they're losing their jobs and they're dying because they can't afford to feed their families, because that is the reality in a country like that. And on the other hand, they're dying because they're all catching coronavirus because they're all working in an unsafe environment.
Yeah, in a sweatshop, so that we can have a t-shirt for £3.
It's really sad.
Well, it's consumer driven. We need to be prepared to invest more. And the thing is that it's our own fault, because in the 70s and the 60s, a lot of mill owners who used to manufacture into the UK started buying stuff from abroad. And rather, they were advised to just destroy their machinery, but they couldn't bear to let it go for no money and just scrap it. They couldn't stand it, so a lot of them sold it abroad, and of course those countries then started whacking out fabric for next to no money at all. And yes, it's allowed them to build their own economies and it's given employment, it's had good things there, but it's taken away a lot of jobs here that could have stayed here. So yeah, it's a hard one to balance, isn't it? But there's a lot of people really angry with Matalan over that at the minute. It's not somewhere I actually shop, because the one here is a bit minging.
I do go in Matalan. I find it very hit and miss. I can go in there and there's nothing in there at all that I like, and I won't buy anything. But I do tend to go in and buy things like my plates are from Matalan.
Right.
In there, things like that, rather than the clothing, more than anything, to be honest. Yeah, it's a tricky one to weigh up. It's the same with Primark as well, though, isn't it? Really,
it is. Yeah, very much so.
I mean, to be fair, I would say 98% of my clothes come from Next, and I don't actually really know what the situation is with them, and that's really bad. From a, as a consumer, I should know where my clothes are coming from, and I should know what their policies are. I
worked for Jumpers. Do you remember Jumpers Limited?
No, don't remember them.
Very 80s and 90s. There might be some of us old enough to remember it, but I worked at their head office years ago, when it was Mark Birkbeck and Company. And they used to do these creamy sort of Aran sweaters, and then it'd have delicate little Edwardian lady floral type embroideries and things like that on it, and there'd be these embroidered starched cotton shirts with Peter Pan collars and embroidered panels and fancy patterns on the cuffs and things like this. It was all very sort of posh stuff and really overpriced. And I remember it was quiet in the office. I was sent into the warehouse, and they were sewing in made in England labels into the products that had just come in from Vietnam or somewhere. And he ended up getting fined for that.
Yeah.
But I just, and when you saw the amount of money, these sweaters with cables, and even with a machine, will have taken a long time to knit, and they were in 100% cotton. And the quality control there, it was my friend Lyndon Cook who ran that, and he was absolutely spot on with quality. It had to be perfect or it didn't get through the door. And they were paying like £3 for a blouse that would go into the shops for £29.95. And this is before Jake was born. This is probably 1990 to maybe 1992 or something.
Around about the time that Next was getting established then.
Yeah, because I said I was never going to have children until Next did maternity wear, and then their beggars did it. Forced my hand.
I mean, that's the thing. I assume, and as my husband said, assumption is the mother of all F-ups, that because you're paying more, I pay £50 for a pair of jeans, the assumption is that whoever's making them is getting a bit more money than if I'd have paid £5 in Matalan for them. But you can't say that.
Can you?
No.
Oh, Helen says, bought some great shoes in Matalan, wore them day in, day out for years, paid maybe £2 for them, and was very sad when she finally threw them out. And I get that. They've got some really good stuff. And I wonder how much of it is actually overstocks and things like that they strategically buy from other retailers.
Possibly. I've got a pair of shoes from there that are very much like the Skechers slip-ons.
Oh yeah.
And they've got the memory foam in them, and they feel gorgeous. And I had them for about 2 years, and they were dying. And I managed to snaffle another pair last year. I think I paid £12 for those. But when you think that Skechers are about 50 quid, aren't they? Yeah, I think it's really just down to us as consumers to find out where our stuff's coming from a bit more, be a bit more interested. But I suppose that's part of this whole thing, isn't it? I think everybody's more interested in where our food has come from, where our clothes have come from, and we want things to be a bit more local, because your imports and exports aren't working in the same way as they used to. Less flights and stuff.
Well, that's true. I mean, they were on the news this morning how true it is, saying that a lot of the companies, the bakers, the butchers, the greengrocers who have expanded to do delivery and all the rest of it to help during lockdown, are now being abandoned by the general public. Not that we saw that coming, she says. Huge eye roll. Because people are creatures of habit, and it was expedient to get Billy from the market to deliver, but now that they can go to a shop, it's like not as important.
I mean, I would put my hands up and say, for me, it is quicker and easier, and I feel safer. I get everything from Morrison's. I do the click and collect. Now you can go on. I could go on now and get a slot for tomorrow morning, and I can click and collect nearly everything that I want. And most of the stuff's there, and I just go pull into the car park. You press a button on your phone saying I'm here. 5 minutes later, they bring it out, stick it in your boot, and you're off.
That's really good, isn't it? Mum and Dad went to Morrison's today, by the way, and she said there was absolutely no queue, and it was a bit of a ghost town in the store. And I did ask my dad if that meant shopping was faster, which was followed immediately by an eye roll from him, saying that no, she felt confident to browse slowly.
So what you save in queuing up, you lose, because
my mum's going, oh, what's this? I haven't been down this aisle in ages because I haven't needed anything. I must look.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the nature of the beast, isn't it? More things are opening up, more people are going to work, so everybody who wants to go out has got more choice of where they can go. And your weekly shop is no longer a highlight. It was the highlight of some people's week. It was the only place they went for 7 days, and they didn't mind queuing up for an hour to get in there because they were in no hurry. They had nothing else to do.
Yeah, the college run in the space of 2 weeks went from being a slow and pleasant jaunt to, oh my God, rush hour.
Yeah. It's back to normal. I go to Anne's for a run on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning because she's still working from home, and she starts at 8:30. So I go to her for 7 in the morning so we can get a run in, and she can get in, get showered, and get ready and do, be logged on for work.
Yeah.
Even at 7:45, 7:50 in the morning, the amount of traffic on the road, you just wouldn't know that anything had ever happened.
No. And I did notice the other night, for the first time in ages, as I stuck my head out to see what the temperature was like, do I shut the windows, do I keep them open or whatever before everyone goes to bed? Yeah. And I could actually start to smell pollution again at night.
Yeah.
And that felt a bit sad, because it's all we've heard is bird song. And
there were many aspects of lockdown that I quite enjoyed.
I'm loving being a hermit. When I miss seeing Jackie for our regular coffee, but it wasn't always every month or every week. Sometimes it was longer because sometimes we were busy, or one of us was maybe not so well, or something going on like that. I miss that, but most of the other stuff I don't really miss. I was a bit bummed last weekend because of Woolfest, but it'll be next year. It'll be fine. We'll do something.
Are we doing Woolfest next year, or are we going to try and do Edinburgh?
Don't know.
What do you fancy? I don't know if we want Edinburgh, do we? If it's going to be super busy and you know, everyone's missed it for a year and they might all be.
Yeah, because it's earlier, it might be the one that everyone goes, ooh.
Yeah, we might be better off just sticking with our plan and do Woolfest next year and then Edinburgh the year after.
Yeah.
I think that might be a better plan. Is anyone going to join us? I know Vicky.
Claire Dyer is planning to fly over.
Wow.
And join us for whichever one we go to.
Claire Dyer is
Joan's daughter.
Oh yeah, Joan Dyer. Yeah.
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 So
she's planning on coming in from Texas.
And also that'll give her a chance to plan as well if we stick to Woolfest, which is June rather than March.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that, shall we?
Have some money. Did you see my lovely photograph on Facebook of my Lady Mary hat?
I love your photo in your Lady Loraine. Yeah. Oh, I was hoping to see you in that again.
I hope you were all doing curtsies at home when you saw it.
Milady.
Milady. Yeah.
Oh, but we're not going to Edinburgh, Helen. Helen's saying she might have to wait and see what's actually happening because Edinburgh's in flu season. Oh, see, look. Just you need to ring your bell and get Carson to come and bring you in a drink or something.
Yeah, we just get Labrador slobbered or something like that.
Yeah. No, we're gonna go to Woolfest in June, Helen. We should do a knitting across the Pennines meet up.
We should.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, what we need is a t-shirt with a couple of big mountains on the front.
Yeah. Yeah. Knitting across the Pennines, written across it. I think perfect. We could get that.
See my little flower?
I love it. The blue is just perfect on you. Brings your eyes out.
I was a bit obsessive about that hat.
It was the best buy of the day.
Just make me laugh that the woman's husband had a real joke with me about it when I kept saying to him, just calm yourself. I know I look like sex on a stick, but just
he's
it back.
Dirty, wouldn't he?
And he's sat there going, grr.
Oh, that was a good day.
Probably had to chain himself to the chair to control his excitement.
Yeah, because
Just
can't help it, can you? It's not your fault.
I know. It's everywhere I go. Shake them off, beat them off with a stick.
Exactly. I've come to a standstill because I forgot to bring any scissors in with me. So I can't cut my yarn.
Let's see. Oh, that's adorbs.
I think that's about the right length. It's all right because my stepdaughter will tell me when the baby's born. It's only a little bit of garter. I can adjust it. It's not a problem.
Well, you could maybe put extra buttonholes in it.
Yeah, that involves effort though, doesn't it? The pattern will say to X amount of centimetres or desired length.
I always put brackets ODL. And then explain it in abbreviations. But someone always messages and goes, "What's ODL?"
Oh dear, love.
Yeah, one dear bless.
Yeah.
Kind of summed up this year, really.
Yeah, doesn't it just? Oh,
dear.
Jackie says.
Jackie says, lovely hat. Have I worn it much? Online, I've worn it quite a bit. I wore it at Yarndale. Once I bought it, it didn't leave my head. I've worn it on a couple of nights out and for a couple of political things where I had to turn up to do speeches and things like that. I've worn it then.
It's not quite hat weather at the moment, although it was this morning, to be fair.
It was quite cool this morning. I've had to shut all the windows, close the back door. I've usually got that open.
Yeah, I like it.
And then I sat there thinking I might even have to get a cardie.
I was sat in the cardi 90% of the day.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Bridget, who made my hat, was planning to be at Woolfest. I'm pretty sure she was. So if you go on the Woolfest 2020 Facebook page, she will be one of the exhibitors who will have put a link to her website, and you can see her other hat patterns. She does some awesome hats.
Yeah, I enjoyed Yarndale.
It was nice. If I had to be dead picky, it would be good if there was a bit more seating. But
lunchtime was hilarious.
well, yeah, it was sort of plonk my mum on a set of chairs and get her to growl at people while we looked for food.
Brilliantly. And then I ran around the place looking for any spare chairs that I could steal off people. Are you using that chair? Thanks.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're sitting on it? No, you're not. You're sitting on the floor.
Yeah, not now, you're not. It was a bit Monty Python, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it was a brilliant day. Absolutely brilliant day.
That soup was really good.
The soup was lovely. I was really, really looking forward to Woolfest because it was going to be 2 days instead of 1 day. We're going to be more chilled out. Going to be able to take our time and just sit down and have like a cup of tea or whatever. And no.
Yeah, I did wonder about if you were going to pack. Well, the packing is quite close for Woolfest, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's not like Yarndale where you park in a different county and bus in. We could bring a load of chairs and go back to the car park and sit on the grass.
Yeah, we should do that actually.
And have a little picnic outside.
Picnic style. Yeah. I should think so, because we could always get food from like a little supermarket or something. Even if you paid expensive petrol station prices, it'd probably be cheaper. I mean,
there's an Aldi just down the road.
There you go. That's what you do then.
And there's a Sainsbury's another miles further on from that. I should tell you this. There's a big set of traffic lights at sort of the brow of the hill at the highest part of Cockermouth.
Yeah.
And you go down this hill again to get to Sainsbury's. And a number of years ago, I think it was one of the housing associations, possibly Home Housing as they were then called, who wanted to put a fence because they had some property that ran alongside part of this big crossroads, funny shaped junction for the traffic lights.
Okay.
And Mike and his brother were doing all of their fencing at the time. So they're at the top of this kind of crossroads and they're here. And it's mega busy with traffic all day in season. People going in and out of Cockermouth. There's just thousands upon thousands of cars on the way in and on the way out. And there's always 40 or 50 cars sat on any given bit of these traffic lights.
Yeah.
And they're digging out the put to put the concrete posts in, and you have to do a 2 or 3 foot hole for these tall concrete posts. And Ian had been digging away and forgot and stepped backwards and dropped into the hole and fell over. Mike said he popped up like a meerkat. Going, did anybody see? Did anybody see? And he said, I looked around and he said, there's like hundreds of people at this junction absolutely wetting themselves and a bunch of kids in the back of the car while the window down, howling with laughter at him. Whenever I think of going to Sainsbury's, I just see Ian going.
As long as he didn't hurt himself.
No, it was fine. It was just wounded pride. But I thought Mike was going to get a hernia laughing, honestly.
Cockermouth, one of the rudest towns in the UK.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when that flooding was there, I think was it 2005, I went up to see a couple of clients there and just help out with some of the editing the website, because obviously they weren't able to open because they'd had 15 feet of water through the place, and sort out what the contact details were for mobiles and things like that. And they wanted me to come up and take photographs for the website. So I did that, and driving through the main street of the town, there was a wool shop at the end, which sadly never opened again. And everything, the lampposts, the cars, anything that had been covered by the flood was wrapped in yarn of all colours and textures, eyelash, all manner of stuff. It was just wrapped around every damn thing you could imagine, drain covers and the lot. And I managed to fight my way through the mud and the mess. We won't describe the mess, but to the car park. There was no power anywhere in that town to a single building. But you know, the county council had managed to change the parking meter and get power to it. And instead of being 20 pence an hour, it had gone up to £1.30.
Oh, I love it. That's inflation for you.
That's disgusting profiteering.
I thought you were going to give me some kind of funny story about the name Cockermouth, some like rude thing then.
No.
Not like, or we need to go to the, is there an actual Cockermouth park run? There won't be, will there? Because there is a Pennistone park run, and some of them have these boards, like a selfie board, and you stand behind it and it says like the name of the park run, and Naughty Lane stood next to it in such a way that it actually said penis instead of Pennistone.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's called Pennystone. He has a glazing and conservatories company.
Yeah.
Penniston and Waring, and he had to bring his driving license into work once, and his driver number starts with PENIS.
I'm such a child.
It was one of those where I almost got whiplash with the double take.
Yeah. But see, now I stand next to a Cockermouth sign so that it just gets rid of the mouth.
Yeah, well.
And what did you see that thing about those guys that went around the UK and visited all the rude place names?
Yes.
That was funny. The one in Scotland's the best one.
Yeah.
We shan't say it, but you know.
No, we wouldn't, of course.
We wouldn't say that. We don't even say what's rude or what's wrong about Pennistone, do we?
No.
No, because we're all adults.
Yeah.
Just give us a flash, and you know.
Do you like that little side detail there?
I do like it. I do. Oh, I do. Yeah. Or in Hamilton, there's a song. I do. Yeah.
Have you read Helen's comment?
What's that? There's a Scrabble player from Scunthorpe whose email address was frequently and unfortunately shortened. Anyone who's listening needs to read the comments, because I'm not saying that out.
Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube on Friday or at a later date, perhaps go to this video, which is being recorded on the 2nd of July 2020, and find it in our Facebook group and look at the comments, and you will then know what that email address is.
Oh, I love it. That poor Scrabble guy from Scunthorpe.
Who was the reporter who called Jeremy Hunt?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I nearly died laughing. And the backpedaling as he tried to recover it and just managed to say it again.
So funny. He was on the BBC, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Did you ever see, do you know Thomas Schaffenacker, the weather guy?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, he got kicked off the BBC for a few months. He was in disgrace. Did you see why?
No.
It was really funny. He was on the BBC News 24 channel in the afternoon with the reporter guy that's always on there. I can't remember his name, the anchor, but I can see his face. Anyway, he has a bit of a banter with people on there all the time. And he was taking the mickey out of Thomas. I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but he was like, oh, we're going to cross over to Thomas to do the weather. And he literally was ribbing him something solid. And they flashed to him on the camera, and he's there and he's going like this to him. And then they quickly took the camera back off.
Oh, God.
He wasn't seen on the BBC for months after that.
I had to laugh. I was watching that documentary about Galaxy Quest the other day,
I love that movie.
and I hadn't realised that it had been changed to a PG film at the last minute by Pixar, who then and DreamWorks, who then really failed on the marketing. And there's this
Right.
marvellous scene where Sigourney Weaver and Tim Allen come running to this piece of machinery called the Chompers, and she runs around the corner and she looks at it, and her mouth says, but over the top of it, they've dubbed it and it says, screw that. But there's no attempt to hide the original word. And a 5-year-old could tell what it's going on. I thought it was really funny that with all of the curse words that were in there, they made no effort to hide them.
They need to like airbrush a face mask on.
Yeah.
COVID face mask.
Oh, bless.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely brilliant. But I mean, it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? People who can't lip read anymore because everybody's walking around with face masks.
Well, you can get them with clear panels, but the problem there is that they need to be non-permeable for the air, which means they'll steam up.
It's just, you know, I don't think that they're meant for wearing for more than a few minutes, I suppose. I don't know. It's the whole thing's a bit. I do feel sorry. One of my colleagues is deaf, and she always used to lip read. I mean, to be fair, I've got a bit of a dodgy ear from when I was a child. I had an ear infection, and my eardrum was perforated. So I can't put my phone to my left ear. I always put my phone to the other ear. Okay. But I can concentrate if I can see, like, if I'm talking to you, I have to have you on the screen at all times so I can see what you're saying rather than hear what you're saying. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I do like to see what people are saying.
Yeah, Auntie Rita lip reads. And she's deaf as a post.
It's funny. I mean, it's not even when you can't hear. I think sometimes it just makes things just 100% clear. I don't know what it is. Even if somebody stood talking right in my ear and I can hear them perfectly well, I still prefer to see what you're saying.
I don't know. I struggle a bit with background noise, and if there's lots of other people chatting and just being able to discern it. But then I also suffer from that. Oh, what are they saying? Is he shagging her and he shouldn't be? Because I just pick up on all of that in the room when I should be focused on something else.
And then you come back and you're like, what? Sorry, I missed that. What?
Yeah, I was busy wondering why your boss over there is having it off with his secretary. Oh, no, they're just really good colleagues. And then, like, 2 weeks later, Kevin came home from work and said, oh, you'll never guess what. And I said, oh, so-and-so's ran off with his secretary. Yeah.
How do you
know? Because I was watching.
Women pick up on body language a lot more than men do.
Well, the thing is, he was like a 10-year-older version of her husband at the time.
Right.
As if he had quite curly hair, and this older fella was losing his hair. But when you put the two of them together, she clearly had a type.
Right.
I think she just went for the richer one of the two. But his wife just wins the prize for revenge being a dish served best served cold. He went to a conference and arrived, and she put rotting fish in with all of his soups. When he unpacked it all, it was absolutely minging.
Yum.
And I thought, what person leaving someone else for that kind of reason would trust them with their suits in the first place? I mean, that's seriously lazy.
Did you ever see The Split? The TV program, The Split?
No.
Oh, you missed a trick there. It was really good. Do you know Nicola Walker? I absolutely love Nicola Walker.
Yeah, she was in Unforgotten and Spooks.
She was, and also she was the folk singer in Four Weddings and a Funeral.
She was.
Yeah.
That's Mal Without You.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, so she plays this divorce lawyer. Well, she's not a divorce lawyer, she's a family law solicitor, lawyer, whatever you want to call it. So she does all
Right, okay. Yeah.
divorces in there, but she does other things. Anyway,
Custody.
yeah. So she's got this client and his wife come in, and so she's sitting with her junior solicitor or whatever on one side of the table, and the client and his wife come in and sit down, and you'll recognize them both. They're both people that have been in loads of stuff, but I can't remember their names. And the husband turns to the wife and he's like, oh, this is such and such, my new lawyer. All right, okay, that's nice, yeah. And she's going to help me with my divorce from you, like this. And it all just kicks off because this poor woman had no idea that she was getting divorced. Bless her. I mean, how could you do that to someone? Take them in a room and sit them down and say, oh, yeah, this is my divorce lawyer.
Well, yeah, it's a wonder he didn't have a pen in his eye, but there you are.
It's a pity you never saw it because she does get.
It's probably on iPlayer. I'll have a look.
Series 1 was on BritBox. Series 2 is on iPlayer.
Would you like a little bit about Alan Rickman?
I love Alan Rickman. Anything about Alan Rickman.
Well, it's the Galaxy Quest thing from the same documentary, and there's a very dramatic scene in it where Tim Allen has to tell the leader of the aliens that actually they're a bunch of actors rather than heroes.
Yeah.
And these aliens are very childlike. Someone described them as being like Disneyland employees, where they're told they don't know how to lie or.
Okay.
So it's all true. It's all true. It's all believable. And he's got to explain it to this guy. And apparently Steven Spielberg was on set and he's going, wow, Tim Allen is really good at this. It's absolutely amazing. And they got to the end of the sort of 17th take and Tim's in tears.
Right.
And at that point he said, do you mind if I go back to my trailer? Because I'm really not comfortable with the emotions that I'm feeling. Okay. And Alan Rickman, as soon as he gone, said, I think he just experienced actual acting. And and the woman at the end, the producer, she said, I was talking to Alan. I said, oh, thank you so much. It's been absolutely brilliant to have you. And you've given so much gravitas to this project. And he shook her by the hand and he said, it's been fun intermittently. And then walked off. Isn't that typical? And one of the guys was saying that he came to see him in a play. The guy who plays Brandon, the young kid who's got to take out the trash, he said that Rickman had come to see him in a play not long before he died. Was it him or was it one of the aliens? Anyway, Rickman had come to see him and they'd gone out for a meal and they were chatting away, and he said he was just absolutely amazing and fabulous and wonderful and lovely. And he said, yeah, I'm not well at the moment. I've had a little bit of a stroke. He wouldn't tell them that he was actually dying, but he died soon after. But he just sort of joked it off as, oh, it's a bit of a stroke, and I'm a bit gutted. I've had to turn down this marvellous piece of work in which would have been amazing. And I said, oh, who've they given it to? And he just goes, Bill Nye. And it's utter disgust that he'd got it.
What was it?
I don't know. Don't know what it was. I think we'd have to go back through Bill Nye's filmography and figure out what he was working on at that time.
Yeah, I do absolutely love Bill Nye, but not quite as much as Alan Rickman. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just wonderful.
Alan Rickman is just amazing. Talking of aliens, did you hear about Gemma Collins?
Who?
Gemma Collins, you know, from Big Blonde
Never
Woman.
Seen it.
Apparently,
I might have seen her on Your Clothing. She does plus size modelling, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's really pretty. Yeah, and she's on stuff like Dancing on Ice and stuff. Not that I ever watched it, but
wouldn't have seen that.
Apparently, she was in the news this morning. She was on the radio saying that she believes that she's not from this planet or something, and she wants to have an alien baby or something. And it just really reminded me of Alien Baby Daddy with
Alison
and everything. And it's just so funny how I was driving home from my run this morning, and this little snippet of a story comes on, and the first thing I think of was Alison and the gal.
Yeah.
It was just the alien baby thing. It's not even just aliens, it's the baby, isn't it? So yeah, it did make me yeah. Oh dear.
That's kind of like, I would like to think that there's a Bigfoot out there. I hate to use the word Sasquatch because that has a very different meaning in some circles.
Yeti.
Yeti would do, wouldn't it? But if there is a Bigfoot out there, I'd love to think that there was. But as a species, we're just awful. We screw up everything. We would probably end up killing it and dissecting it and murdering the entire species, because that seems to be what we do.
We don't want to find them.
Yeah, and I'm I always think back to Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Oh, I used to love that on a Saturday.
It's just
didn't we have some really decent TV in the 80s? Fraggle Rock.
I liked Alf, the alien life form. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, Alf was amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, the 80s was the best for TV and movies.
I think anyone would say that of their childhood era, though, because I remember Helen G might be old enough for this. Trumpton and Camberwick Green and Chigley.
Hugh Pugh, McFarlane McGrew, Cuthbert Dibble and Grubb.
Yeah, and time goes by when you're the driver of a train and you ride on the footplate there and back again. Under bridges, over bridges, running through the station. That's all.
Loraine is singing.
How sad is that? And the ladies always used to dance at Chigley.
I used to like Bagpuss with the mice. We will fix it.
Oh, yeah.
We will mend it.
Professor Gaffel and Madeline and
yeah. Oh, I had a Bagpuss hot water bottle. I don't know where it's gone.
I've got a Bagpuss toy up in the loft, I think, unless my mum's thrown it. She's super clutter clearer when it's not her stuff.
Yeah, Phil knows about that with his mum.
Yeah, I caught her tidying Jake's room once and throwing out his wacky racist toys. I'm going, no! What do you mean? They're just McDonald's things. And I said, yeah, but they're worth about £30 each. You cannot get them.
No, don't do that.
Just as she's running to the bin with the Arkansas Chugabug. No!
The big story in our family is when my brother, who is 6 years older than me, I think, this is all long before I was born, when he was little, my mum was tidying up and she'd picked up his favourite teddy in the world and a piece of rubbish to put in the bin, and she threw his teddy on the fire by accident.
Oh no.
My brother's never forgiven her. He still brings it up every time.
You're very wounding though.
Well, I mean, he's 50 and he still brings it up, bless him.
I think for me, with Trumpton and Chigley and Camberwick Green, it was the voice of Brian Camp, because it was so welcoming and reassuring. It's kind of comfort telly for our age group. It was just
like honey.
And you watched it every week, wondering if Windy Miller was going to get taken out by the sails of that windmill. And he never did, however drunk he was on the cider.
There's things in those programs you wouldn't get away with today, you know, semen stains and all the rest of it.
Masturbates.
Masturbates, yeah. What other things was it?
The guy who did the voices for Bill and Ben, you know, the
flower pot men.
Yeah, there was the flowers and something else, and they said that they never had a script, they just used to make stuff up, and there's a few episodes where they're saying things like bloody buggery bum and just, but nobody picked up on it.
When didn't they say weed all the time or something?
Yeah, weed.
Weed. Rainbow was full of innuendos.
It was.
Love rainbow.
Yeah.
And what was the one where you could look through the round window or the square window?
Was that Play Away, or was that
Play days, playhouse, it was play something.
there was Play Away?
I don't think it was play away.
Oh, I can't remember now.
No.
We always used to joke that they were looking through the broken window.
Yeah, you would honestly never get away with things like that these days, would you?
No.
Loved them though. We
I love Sesame Street.
Oh, Sesame Street. The Big Bird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And the
11,
Count.
12. Oh yeah. Why isn't life so simple as it was then? Do you know what I used to really like, and nobody ever remembers it, was Chortle and the Wheelies.
I love Chortle and the Wheelies.
It was my favourite. Play School.
Oh, Jackie's got it. Play School, yeah. Well done.
Yeah. Chortle and the Wheelies was my favourite one. Wasn't there like an evil witch in it?
Hello, little old lady. Did all that bobbing up and down bit. Fenella.
Yeah. There was always an evil woman in there, like Will-o'-the-Wisp or whatever it was. That was.
There is an episode of Charlton, and I think it's with something called the Octoblob.
Right.
And it can pretend to be anything, and for a few minutes it does a Tommy Cooper impression, and I thought that was hilarious. It was wasted on kids. Is anyone else old enough to remember Potty Time with Michael Bentine?
No.
And the little battles. They used to do things like the Battle of Waterloo with these little characters called the Potties.
Oh, he didn't teach you to use your potty then?
No.
Oh, right.
No, the Potties were this group of people, and they played the various generals, and yeah.
Right.
Oh, the Captain Pugwash character names are an urban myth, says Helen.
Are they?
Oh, and Michelle remembers Charlton and the Wheelies. I loved Charlton.
Oh, it used to be on lunchtime. I used to go to Play School in the morning, and my mum would come and pick me up and bring me home, and I used to sit on the sofa with a cheese sandwich and a yogurt watching Chortle and the Wheelies.
Oh, Michelle's saying she remembers Fenella. Jackie didn't like Rupert the Bear because it was a bit scary. I remember the tune. Rupert the Bear. I don't think I actually liked Rupert the Bear.
No, I wasn't.
My brother loved Jamie and the Magic Torch.
Jamie and his magic torch. And he used to go down the wheelie thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. And Mr. Ben.
Oh, Mr. Ben was awesome.
Oh my God, he went on all these adventures. That guy who had the shop, he knew what was going on, didn't he?
Yeah, he always had that fez on. What was that about?
Yeah. He was channeling his inner Tommy Cooper, wasn't he?
He must have been.
Just like that. Didn't he die on stage and everyone thought it was part of the act at first?
Yeah, we were watching it. It was a Royal Variety performance, and he just dropped to the floor, and we were all falling about laughing. And the next thing, it was like, is there a doctor in the house? There was tons of kerfuffle, and like, oh my God, he's dead.
He literally just went like that.
Yeah. Well, not like that. Like that.
Like that.
But I saw him on stage in Manchester, and he said he came on and there was no lights on the stage at all, and all of a sudden he just went, "Oh, dark in here, innit?" And he said everyone fell about laughing. Oh, Helen says Paul liked Rupert, but she liked Pooh and Paddington.
Talking of Pooh, did you ever watch the movie? Was it Goodbye Christopher Robin or something? It was out a couple of years ago. Tears, cried. Because like Pooh Bear, he just forgot Pooh Bear. How can you forget Pooh Bear?
It's a bit like Toy Story, isn't it? Michelle's saying the Wombles. Yeah, Wombles and Wimbledon Common.
Are we making good use of the things that we see? Yeah. What did Uncle Bulgaria do? Uncle Bulgaria, he can remember what can he remember?
He had kind of a blanket or a shawl around his shoulder, didn't he? There was Madame Cholet.
Yeah, but what can he remember?
I don't know.
What's the words to the song? Uncle Bulgaria, he can remember the.
I don't know. I really like the Wombles. I've got some of them on DVD from when Jake was little, or it might be on video. And I remember my nephew Ryan, Colin's eldest boy, used to come around the house, and it was always be, oh, can we watch this? Can we watch this? And it didn't matter what you were doing, you would be dragged back into the living room for this one where Tomsk gets onto a sledge and slides down the hill and hits Orinoco. And Ryan would be on the floor dying with laughter, even if he'd seen it a dozen times in a row.
Love it. Our favourite one as a family on a Saturday, Wurzel Gummidge. Is he going to fall left, right, backwards, forwards? We all had to guess.
I never liked it.
Didn't you like Wurzel Gummidge? Oh, I love it.
I don't like Una Stubbs.
Aunt Sally, cup of tea and a slice of cake, Aunt Sally.
And it's just wrong having my Doctor Who do anything else.
Be able to take his head off and everything. I mean, come on, what's not to like about being able to take your head off?
The only other thing that I really liked him in is in Carry On Screaming. He plays a doctor in that.
I never really remembered him other than Wurzel Gummidge and the Doctor. I mean, couldn't tell you anything else that he was in.
Kind of got a thing for his son.
Oh, now he was cute.
What
I don't know what
voice.
like these days.
Oh yeah, we're kind of all gone in that direction now. Hey, let's be fair.
I'm sorry, you couldn't go out.
Michelle's got a Wombles LP. It's probably worth a fortune. Oh, Willow the Wisp and Evil Edna with Kenneth Williams doing the voices. They were really good.
I used to love Willow the Wisp. What was the telly called?
I don't know.
There was a little telly, wasn't there, with legs, and it had the aerial like that on his head.
I don't know. Can't remember.
Come on, Helen. What was the TV called?
I never understood why the Beethoven cartoon only played Mozart music. I'm sorry, but if you've got an education, that's kind of a serious worry. You'd be thinking, but it's not Beethoven. That's Mozart.
Did they do it on purpose? Was it like a thing that was supposed to play with your head?
I don't know.
I think it probably was. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I still want to know what the telly was.
I would tell people that, and then they'd look at me and go, "Who's Beethoven? Mozart?
Beethoven's dog."
Yeah, that's true. And there's Dave Beethoven from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah. But going back to Wurzel Gummidge's son, you can't go out with him because you can't be saddled with the last name like Pertwee.
Yeah, true. I wasn't thinking of keeping him. I was just going to try him a bit. I was just going to try him a bit and then cast him aside.
When you've had enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, the TV was Evil Edna.
Oh, okay. Well, there you are then.
See, all I remember, I can just see the TV with the aerial thing. I mean, I don't really remember much of it. I remember that I watched it and I enjoyed it, but I think I was quite young.
Show off.
I was quite young, sorry. But my brother and sister liked him. But that was the thing, you know, when you've got a brother who's 6 years older than you and a sister that's 5 years older than you used to just sit and watch things with them and pretend that you understood them and enjoyed them just because you wanted to be like them.
Yeah, like you got the joke.
Yeah, but most of the time I didn't. But I did like Wurzel Gummidge. I'm sorry, I did.
Where were you on Grange Hill?
See, I think I was probably of a different generation, Grange Hill wise, than you. I remember vaguely Tucker.
Oh, there she's in with the knife, look.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But I think it kind of lost its sparkle a bit when I was
wound. You're probably more the Zamo era, and I'm more Tucker Jenkins. era.
I do remember Tucker because, again, my brother and my sister will have watched it. But it's a bit like watching something where the original cast has grown up and moved on, and you're a bit like, well, they're not quite as good. They're trying to emulate them, and they're just not doing it. Do you know?
The only bit of Dancing on Ice I have ever seen was after driving somewhere, and Terry Wogan's on in the car, and he was dying laughing, talking about poor old Todd Carty on Dancing on Ice, looking like a man, you know, a lamb being sent to the slaughter, and how terrified and unsteady he was. And I watched a 5-minute clip of him, and it was grim and awful, and I felt really sorry for him, whilst killing myself laughing. I mean, it was funny for all the wrong reasons, and I thought, I'm never watching this again because I don't want to subject anybody to that kind of stress. It must have been.
I can't watch it in case they fall over because I feel it when they land. It physically hurts me. I remember Todd Carty more in EastEnders.
Yeah, he was in that for a while.
He was, what's he called?
Mark Fowler.
And he shocked the world because he was the first character on TV to get AIDS and die, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I do remember that. No, I don't know. I remember the tune. Do 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 do. Oh no, that's a different one. What's that? What am I singing? Do 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 do. That's Thomas the Tank Engine.
It is Thomas the Tank Engine.
Do 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 do. That's it, isn't it?
I think so.
That was Grange Hill. Grange Hill was very similar to Thomas the Tank Engine. Who knew?
Well, maybe it was the same people who did the tune. Brilliant.
You know, I love
one where we had a conversation about batteries, and you were going on about the Durex bunny, and I had to say, no, it's Duracell. Oh.
I think a Durex bunny is quite an interesting concept.
There probably is one now.
There probably is one, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure Arthur would quite like to chase that kind of a bunny.
Yeah, I remember Mike taking exception to condoms in my drawer that said ribbed for her pleasure, and I said, well, who else's pleasure would it be for? Duh. Mine.
I mean, come on, man. God.
Yeah. You're honoured just to be in my presence, let alone get to touch any of it, mate.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at myself over bloody Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And now I've got both of them competing in my head.
They're going to merge into one sort of ginormous mess.
Honestly, if you were in my brain right now, you'd be screaming.
Oh, bless.
Mind you, to be fair, if you were ever in my brain, you'd probably scream and run away and say, no!
Well, you never know.
In there.
You never know.
Do you know, one full glass of gin. No, it wasn't even gin, it was vodka.
Was it full of vodka, or did you use some tonic?
I used lemonade.
Lemonade, okay. Was it sort of equal measures, or?
No, I mean, to be fair, it was quite weak. It's a big glass. There's probably maybe that much gin and then all that lot lemonade.
Is anybody planning to go out to a pub? Because my kind of worry with it would be that if I ask for a gin and tonic, and I'm going to think there's just no gin in there.
I'm not going.
All right, Helen, we'll see you next time. Thank you for coming.
All right, go and sing the Thomas the Tank Engine theme to yourself.
Or Grange Hill.
Or Grange Hill, because they're both the same. It's fine.
She's sorting out bread.
Oh, she won those sourdough.
Is this Rose? Is this the sourdough? Yeah.
I don't like sourdough.
But I'll have yours.
You have mine, and I couldn't eat it anyway unless it was gluten-free, so it's fine. Yeah, so you can definitely have mine. What did I have today? Oh, sausage and mash. Oh,
do you have gravy?
No, we have beans.
Yeah, I suppose that's acceptable for lunch, but I think for an evening you've got to have gravy,
To
onion
be
gravy.
fair, I try and have beans because they are one of the few veggies that Callum will eat. So
Right.
we'll have like a tin of beans between us, and I know he's got some veggies. I would have preferred to have a nice pile of different veggies and gravy.
Yeah,
It would have been much better, but you have to make these sacrifices sometimes, don't you?
you do. You do.
Yeah.
Jake's got a real taste for the lentil soup I've been making, so that's been quite good because I've been buying ham for it and using the stock off the gammon and shoving all sorts of vegetables in there and then just blending it all with the stick blender, so he hasn't got a clue what's in there.
Right.
What's in it? I'll just say, oh, it's vegetables and lentils and ham.
And he'll give it a try anyway, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
Michelle says she's going to be too busy to go to the pubs and she's antisocial. I just think we need to leave it to the red shirts to try all of this outdoor stuff.
I think they're doing too much too soon, and I think it's all about money.
And we need to give them a couple of weeks to see what happens to the
All in
spike.
one weekend, they are now allowing households to go into houses with each other,
Right.
which obviously is more dangerous than being outside.
Yeah.
They're allowing hairdressers and barbers, and I believe beauty places, so like nail bars and stuff, although that could be wrong, and pubs and restaurants and stuff, all to open in one weekend. Now, to me, that should have been all done over 4 separate occasions, personally.
Yeah, possibly.
Because if the R rate goes up, nobody's going to know exactly what it was.
No.
That's the problem.
Maybe that was the plan, I don't know.
To be fair, I was never a real big pub person anyway. Especially when I'm here on my own. Maybe when Phil's home, there's a pub down the road, which is the weirdest pub ever. They don't sell anything that you've ever heard of. And it's one of those places you walk in and everyone turns and looks at you, and they've all got their own seats. And if you sit in someone's seat, it's a bit like, I like that. So Phil and I would sometimes walk down because the dog could go in there. Is he in the Winchester?
Yeah.
And we quite liked that. We'd walk down, take the dog in, have one drink, and then come home. And it was more for like socializing Arthur than anything.
Right.
But I wouldn't really go to a pub. Most of the people that I see as friends, it's more a case of we'd meet for a coffee or we would go to each other's house for a drink.
Yeah, that's me. I've spent my teenage years in a pub. It's a place of work to me. It's not a social place.
No.
I just always feel like I'm on duty.
Yeah, so
I'm going to take my hat off now.
Yeah, are you getting hot?
I'm getting a bit warm. Yeah.
So yeah, I won't be rushing to the pub. It's like I say, it's not my favourite place. And like you say, for one, you taste the drink and you think, have you actually put any alcohol in that? Because you're too used to your own measures. And for two, when they charge you for it, the last time I went out and I had a gin and tonic, and it cost me like nearly £6 for a gin and tonic. I thought,
you can get a whole bottle of wine or a small bottle of gin for that and get totally clear-eyed. And it's down to the landlords and the breweries who are making all the money off them. It's not the pubs that are making the life.
And they found that so many pubs are going out of business because everybody's drinking at home instead of going into the pubs. Well, if you didn't have such a big markup on your alcohol, people don't mind paying a bit more to go to the pub, but they do mind paying 3, 4, 5 times as much.
See, our default was to go to Wetherspoons because that's affordable, but I now can't go there because he was such a dick with his staff and basically sacked them all and told them all to go and work in Tesco's.
Yeah.
Given that he's worth about 4 billion, I'm sorry, that just sucks. I will never knowingly give that man a penny again as long as I've got breath in my body. You can go stuff it.
You can. There was a few of them that have really disappointed me. Him, Richard Branson, Victoria Beckham, a lot of them. Though, I mean, Ed Sheeran was brilliant. He furloughed all of his workers, but out of his own pocket, not out of government money. And he didn't even, because obviously the government thing was 80%, wasn't it? Yeah. He paid them all 100% of their wages.
Oh, bless him.
Out of his own pocket.
He's a sweet kid.
He's a good lad. He really is. So it just frustrates me. And it's like we've talked before, you know, Richard Branson begging the government to save his business when he doesn't even pay the proper taxes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, if you don't pay taxes in this country, no cash from this country. That should be the end of it to me. Exactly. But, you know, there we are.
Yeah.
That one more.
Michelle, I'm with you. I prefer going for coffee as well.
I much prefer going for a coffee. Jackie and I tend to go to Costa.
I like a Costa. Vicky prefers Starbucks, but I prefer Costa.
I prefer Starbucks in terms of the coffee because they do a really nice Arabica coffee, and I quite like that. But there isn't one in Ulverston where we meet up, so.
And they're another company that don't pay their taxes.
Helen says she's liking Scotland's slow approach. Yeah,
you know absolutely. What? I never used to,
you've got real leadership there.
I was going to say I never used to like Nicola Sturgeon. I really didn't like warm to her, but I think out of all of our leaders, she's been the most sensible, level-headed one over this whole.
Statesman-like.
Hmm?
Statesman-like.
Yeah. What was that all about yesterday? Boris Johnson saying there's no Scottish border.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see it?
Have you seen that Michael Spicer who sits with the headphones and pretends to be doing the voice in the ear for the politicians?
Oh, yeah.
And he did Boris, and it was some speech he made to the EU. And Boris is saying something, and he's continually going, "No, you utter prick, what are you doing?" And all of a sudden he says, "Oh God, I read classics for 10 minutes in 1983 and now I'm going to talk wank about Agamemnon." And then it just goes on to the next subject. And Boris is waffling away. And it was a speech about AI. And honestly, it's absolutely hilarious because he's going on about worker robots washing old people's bits and stuff like this. Really, and he says, "Oh, maybe they'll come back from the future to cull us all. Who knows?" And I just thought, did you even write a speech, or did you just get drunk and show up?
Honestly, that man has got where he has got by waffling his way through life, hasn't it? Let's be honest. Honestly, oh, that man. What was it? Oh, change the subject. Have you seen Andrew Cotter with his dogs?
Yes.
Oh my God, he has had me in absolute stitches. I've pre-ordered his book.
Maisie and Olive.
Yeah. He's got a book coming out in October, and I've ordered a copy of it. It's 20 quid and you get it personally signed. I was like, yeah.
Helen says she likes Cafe Nero in Berwick, and that there are rumours of quarantining people coming in from England. I think you should.
To be honest.
I think you should. They'll all be minging, I'm telling you.
Well, there's that spike, isn't there, between the borders? You know, Dumfries and Galloway have got a spate of infections, and they think it's because people have been sneaking across, haven't they?
Of course they have.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? It's gorgeous. We like Gretna. We always stop at Gretna. When we go to, we've been to Glasgow a couple of times for Park Run. Always stop at the services at Gretna. They've got a nice Starbucks.
All right, good to know.
Yeah, see?
Learn something new every day here, don't we?
Well, you know that the reason why you started this with me is because I have all this information and you just tease it out of me week by week by week.
Yeah, well, it saves us all buying an Encyclopedia Britannica, doesn't it?
I mean, who needs Google?
Yeah. What, when we've got Giggle instead?
Yeah, we've got Giggle. Definitely got Giggle. And Arthur is snoring on the floor. Like properly snoring. Are you surveying your work?
I am. I've just got one bit of uneven stitching, and when I feel it, it's because there's a join behind it. I'll have to have a look at that later and attack it in blocking.
Well, tomorrow morning, Callum has to walk the dog, and I am staying in my pit until at least 7 a.m.
I'm going to be up at 5:45. I've got Jake to drop at college at 8 o'clock. I'm going to do the Aldi shop. I need to get home, get a shower, get changed, put the shopping away, grab a very quick brunch, and then at 1 o'clock off to look at the town hall development that South Lakes Housing have done in Ulverston before the properties are let, so that I can see the good work that's gone on, and hopefully take some photographs I can share with you.
That'd be nice.
See the difference. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then after that, I'm going to go to body care because I need some Mitchum deodorant, and they don't have that in Aldi.
So do you think you might be home sometime around 4? Because that's when we're planning to watch Hamilton, and you could, you know, put it on your telly and watch it roughly the same time.
I'd Hamilton along and text backwards and forwards on WhatsApp, couldn't I? I'll probably be back around about 2:30. So yeah, I'll be back in plenty of time to the shopping away and get a big brew and maybe a gin and tonic. Jake's out tomorrow night. He's staying at Rosie's tomorrow, and they're having it's an indoor socially distanced party with 4 people.
So he's not
friend's birthday.
No Hamilton party.
I don't know. And then I doubt it. He doesn't like musicals, Jake. He did when he was little. Things like Mary Bobbins, as he used to call it.
I love it.
Anything like that. Anything with singing he loved. And he loved pantomimes, thought they were brilliant. Oh, Michelle's going to try and get some sleep. Lovely to see you on your sleep trial. I'm going to be heading up to bed around about 9ish as well as part of mine. What else? Oh, Saturday they're going to be going to the pub, so he's going to stay over with Rosie. So I've got the remote to myself.
Tell him to keep his germs to himself when he gets back from the pub.
Yeah, I'll be sending him for a shower and putting his clothes in the wash and wiping anything he's touched.
Are you going to be putting your hazmat suit back on then?
I'm tempted to order one of those unicorn blow-up bodysuit things.
Should.
Wander around in that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's what I should wear. In fact, I think that's what I should wear for my board Zoom meeting on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yes.
Would that look official enough for a strategy meeting?
Well, have you seen the advert? Bulb. You know, Bulb, the energy supplier, apparently, like, they've got an advert. It cracked me up the other day. They are the biggest, like, renewable energy company in the UK or something like this. I don't know.
Okay.
And they've got these unicorns, and they're saying that they're going to reveal themselves just to Bulb customers. And the unicorn reveals himself to someone, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
You might get a similar reaction if you wore that.
Oh, okay.
Good. You do it, you know. Say to them, look, this is not a blow-up costume. I am revealing myself in my true form.
Oh, I've just missed an increase.
Oh, how rude. That's because it's bedtime. Can you see it?
It's bedtime, and you're due a big horse pee.
Look into my eyes. Not around my eyes, not about my eyes, in my eyes.
I always used to really like that hypnotist who was just such a cheap shot.
McKenna.
The Little Britain one, the Matt Lucas.
Oh yeah, look into my eyes.
Look into my eyes, and he'd like rob you for a 10p sweet or something.
I love Little Britain. It's been taken off, hasn't it? Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, some of the humour is really inappropriate in today's climate, the blackface stuff. And I think the disabled guy in the wheelchair as well was always fairly close to the wind on that one. I didn't like that.
Men. What was the female called? Was it like Babs or something?
Yeah.
And then the one who was in charge of the Slimming World group.
Oh, Fat Fighters, yeah.
Yeah.
Marjorie Dawes.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, it is so wrong, and you shouldn't be laughing, but you can't help laughing. I'm sorry.
Fat Fighters, yeah. And when she was trying to sell them the Fat Fighters bars made of dust and dead skin, and it's just yeah, definitely been to a slimming club.
Yeah, I used to love the Slimming World ones. The Rocky Roads were my favourite.
Oh, Jackie's finished cutting out of fabrics, 10 face mask fronts, linings, and interfacing, all ready to sew. So thanks for the chat and time for a cuppa. It was lovely to see you. Hopefully I'll see you in person next week when the weather's better. It's been a bit hit and miss this week.
Yeah.
We're thinking of a socially distanced meet up on Birkwig Common and take a chair and a flask.
Do you know what? It sounds like bliss. I am loving these socially distanced meetups. They're fab.
Yeah, we're not really buggers anyway, are we? But anyway.
I love Vicky Pollard.
Yeah, but no, but.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. That one where she finds out she's pregnant. Well, yeah, Vicky, have you had sex? Well, yes, but as a joke, obviously. Not for real.
Oh God, it's just so much like teenagers. It's scary. It really is.
And that child giving her baby evils, or was it twins even? It's just, yeah. Yeah.
I used to get a bit mixed up with her and Catherine Tate. Catherine Tate had some brilliant characters as well, like Gran. I used to love Gran.
And what was the girl? I'm a bothered.
But face bothered, and she did David Tennant for the Red Nose Day or whatever it was, or Children in Need or something.
That was funny.
That was.
I'm really... like TikTok famous.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she was good.
Right, I think it's time for us to say good night. Thank you ever so much for your company, everybody. Lovely to see you all. I will be in touch over the next couple of days. Emma and I will liaise about when we can do kind of a live where we can all be on camera. We can only have 10 people, so either PM us on Ravelry or on here, and I'll send invites for it.
Yeah.
And then Rita very kindly sent me a message the other day, which I do need to reply to. Sorry about that, Rita. One of those weeks, but that was with suggestions of times to get some of our US friends as well to join in. So we'll try and get one or two of them for a bit of virtual knitting, chatting, crochet, whatevs.
Yay.
All right then, so we'll see you soon.
Toodles.
Start clicking.